Just think back 10 years. 10 years. There was no Hiawatha. There was no North Star. There was no Cedar Avenue busway. We weren't going to open up the Central Corridor in another 10 days. That didn't exist either. So in the last decade, this region has made enormous steps forward to create the modern 21st century transit system. And one of the people who's been there every step of the way, as our senior senator in the United States Senate, Amy Klobuchar, who helped us bring federal money into all of these projects. I want to ask you to welcome her here today.
Well, thank you, everyone. And just like the Twins know, it was a team effort. And Peter McLaughlin was there from the beginning. When I was county attorney, that was the first thing he talked to me about was transit and transportation. We have a great city. I want to thank the mayor for being here. The state played a major role. Commissioner Zelli is here. And of course, my good friend, Congressman Keith Ellison. I was saying yesterday when a few of us gathered to talk about this that the workers deserve so much credit for getting this thing done on time. Peter mentioned all those days before zero and below zero, and I said, you know what, it's actually not that bad. It was only one day that we were colder than Mars. It's a true story. The Range Rover was in a particularly warm part of Mars one day this winter, and International Falls registered as colder than Mars. But our workers went forward and got this beautiful, beautiful project done. And I would say for any major city, LA, New York, Chicago, take a look at this transit stop. There is nothing cooler than this. Nothing. What I love about the foresight of the people and all of the contractors and architects and the Twins and Target and everyone that was involved in this is they thought, let's just not make this a plain old transit stop. Let's make this a public space where people can come together and listen to music and have conversations and have picnics up there on the green and have a place to hang out before and after the Twins games. This takes thought ahead of time and not just accepting something that's not as good. It means high expectations, and that's what we had even through the downturn for this project, that our businesses thought we're going to see a better day. We're going to start hiring people again, and in the meantime, let's hire some people to work on this project, and that's exactly what happened. So we're excited about this. This is a 21st century transportation network, and that's what we need if we're going to meet the demands of a 21st century economy. Some people come to work by car, some people come from bike, some people will go by train, and we want to be able to accommodate everyone, and that's what this is about. So it is just an honor to be here. The federal government played a major role here. It was about a third funded with federal money with that critical grant. But just to think where we are standing today, more than 500 trains will be coming and going out of this station every single day. That is progress, and that is moving forward. I think we all know that this project is more than just building a new rail line or a bus depot or a transportation hub. This is about connecting people, connecting businesses, driving economic development, and making Minnesota, not just Minneapolis, not just St. Paul, not just our metro area, but Minnesota, a better place to live, to work, and to start a business. We are so proud of this station, and I can't wait to get on that train and go more than 2 minutes, but it was still fun. Thank you, everyone.
As I said, the federal government was a huge partner in this project, the projects that we build, and in the projects that we're going to build in the future. And I can tell you, every time we go visit our Congressman Keith Ellison in Washington, he's enthusiastic about this. He wants to know how we can do these things faster and better. He wants to build the whole system out. And so some of the early money for this project, when we were just trying to figure out whether we could actually make this happen, was from Congressman Ellison. He managed to get an earmark into the bill early on, and we used that for some of the very early planning. So I want to ask you to give him a warm welcome and bring him up. He may have to leave a little early today because he's got a plane to catch. Watch him tomorrow morning with George Stephanopoulos. He's going to be on the show tomorrow. But let's give him a big Minneapolis welcome right here, right now.
Peter, thanks a lot. I think that this project is just more evidence that teamwork makes the dream work. If we will come together and we will set aside our differences, there is nothing we cannot accomplish. I'm so proud to see all of you here today. When I think about all the contractors, the various unions of government, all of the workers, it's just amazing. It's a testament to our community. And you know, I just felt that sentiment most profoundly when I got here and I was looking around, and a good friend Peter McLaughlin was explaining all of the various features, and I was walking up right where you folks are right now. I was just walking up and I caught the eye of this mom. And this mom, she looked at me, she said, "How you doing, Congressman Ellison?" I said, "How you doing, ma'am?" And then she said, "This is my daughter right here." I said, "What's your name, young lady?" She told me her name. I said, "You know, what's your connection? Why are you out here?" She said, "I'm a carpenter, I helped build this." She's sitting right there. Raise your hand, young lady, stand up. Stand up. And then, that wasn't enough, so then one more woman said, "And this is my daughter, and that's my granddaughter. And that's her right there in the pink." Grandma, stand up and give yourself a bow. I just want you guys to feel, I mean, we can run down numbers to you, and we run numbers down all the time. You know, 5% of this, 28% of that, whatever. But the biggest number is one. Our families, the individuals who will ride this train, who will use this plaza, who worked on this plot, the companies who built it, and we built it together as one community. We met our inclusive goals that we had for this project, which means that as we use this facility, we all, as Minnesotans, will be able to say we all shared in building it too. And we'll never forget the other infrastructure challenge that we had when our bridge fell down, because Minnesotans lost their lives on that project, and Minnesotans came together and built that bridge back again. And so here we're celebrating again today another wonderful infrastructure project, and I hope we think a little bit about how important it is that we built it together as one community. So I'm going to go jump on an airplane right now, but Peter McLaughlin, thank you for your drive, determination, your vision. You know, you've been working on these things for quite a while, is that right? And I want you all to give Peter McLaughlin a hand special, because this has been a team project and many people have worked on it, but the quarterback of it has been Peter McLaughlin. Peter, thank you very much, and I'm going to excuse myself now. God bless you all. Have a good one.
So now let's have a warm welcome for our mayor, Mayor Betsy Hodges.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Minneapolis, everybody. I would also like to note we have been joined by Councilmember Palmisano, who is here, brand new and already showing her citywide spirit, and former Councilmember Don Samuels is here as well, who I know had a great care for this project. And Senator Dibble was correct. I had a 10-day inaugural tour right after I was sworn in, and this is one of the first places I came on Transportation Day. It was below zero. And that whole week, I have to say, is kind of a blur. But there are very distinct things I remember from coming to see this project. One of them was the great people I met from the companies and the workers and the governmental entities, all of whom were so excited and so enthusiastic about this project, even in that cold weather. One of them is I remember the cold weather. And one of them is, I remember the workers who were out there, you know, they had tents and things that they were working on. They were like mail carriers. They were like mail carriers. Nothing was going to stop them from working on this project. And while today is on the other end of the spectrum, the fine level of work that has been done here and is so apparent is really, really clear. And I would like to once again thank the workers and everybody who made this possible, who worked so hard under every possible condition to get this done. Thank you very much. And this is a good time to be mayor. This is a good time to be mayor for a whole host of reasons. I get to be part of the celebrations for so much of the great things that are happening in Minneapolis and the great things that are happening in the region. But I couldn't be celebrating these things if they weren't deep, deep levels of partnership at all levels. And it took that level of partnership to make this happen. And if you think about it, that level of partnership had to happen for a long time to make this transit system possible. Think 10 years ago, the Hiawatha Line, there was questions that people had about, and Commissioner McLaughlin of all people can tell you, there were a lot of questions about that, but that project has changed the conversation about transit and changed the conversation about mobility in this region for good. The conversation after the success of the Hiawatha Line is no longer whether we're going to build out our modern transit system, but how and with whom and in what order. One project can change the debate, and that is what our light rail system has done. And so as we are on the eve and the approach of the opening of our Green Line, the question then becomes, can we do better? Is it going to exceed Hiawatha? And the answer to that question is absolutely, it already has. The development that is happening around that line has exceeded all expectations already. I think the announcement last week from the Met Council was $2.5 billion, and it hasn't even opened yet. This is an amazing time for transit in our region and in our state, and it is very exciting to be part of it. And it's exciting because transit not only helps people get where they want to go, it helps bring things to people where they want them. It helps generate development, not just get us to developments that already exist, and that is a very, very exciting part. So thank you, a deep and heartfelt thank you to all the partners who made this happen. Everybody, the Met Council who worked so hard, the folks at the state level, our regional and state partners. I know our folks at the city who worked in cooperation to help make this happen, I'm grateful for, but no one, the private partners and the federal partners, but no one, I think, more than the county, and frankly more than Commissioner Peter McLaughlin, who had the vision for this and helped bring everybody together to make it happen. So Peter, a special thank you to you today. And thank you everybody for coming out. Welcome to Minneapolis.